सूरज की पहली किरण से आशा का सवेरा जागे। सूरज की पहली किरण से आशा का सवेरा जागे। चंदा की किरण से धुल कर घन घोर अंधेरा भागे। चंदा की किरण से धुल कर घन घोर अंधेरा भागे। कहीं धूप खिले कहीं छाँव मिले, लंबी सी डगर न खले। जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले। आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले, जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, बस प्यार ही प्यार पले। एक ऐसे गगन के तले।
Good evening,
So
everyone.
let's start. Yes, we'll start.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great joy and heartfelt warmth that I welcome you all to this special session on digital wellness, which is indeed the need of the time. This meaningful event is brought to you by Divine Sanskar Research Foundation, Panvel, in collaboration with the medical wing of Brahma Kumari's Mount Abu. Tonight, we gather with a shared mission to uplift, empower, and support our dedicated resident doctors who embody the true spirit of service and perseverance in the field of healthcare. Your commitment and resilience are nothing short of inspiring. It is my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker for today's session on digital wellness, Mr. Bala Kishore, a passionate speaker and wellness advocate who has delivered over 20 years of impactful sessions across engineering, medical, and degree colleges, covering diverse themes from the power of the mind to leadership, soft skills, and meditation. We are truly honored to have him with us today to share his insights on achieving balance, clarity, and well-being in the digital age. A special word of appreciation goes to the coordinators whose dedication and efforts have made this session possible. With immense pleasure, I now invite our dynamic coordinators, Dr. Sejal from MGIMS and Dr. Lekhi from IGGMC. I hope they have not joined.
I think so. You continue. They will join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Didi. So I welcome.
Okay. I think Sejal is here. She has joined. What is your hello? She's joined from what name you have joined? Just type what you have joined with what name. I think iPhone 1 2 3 4 or plain iPhone. Just unmute the iPhone.
Hello.
Okay, plain iPhone. You can unmute her.
Okay. 1 second.
Yeah, she's joined iPhone.
Okay.
So we'll call her iPhone now. You should rename yourself. Fine.
So I welcome Dr. Sejal to do the honors of inviting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Very good evening to everyone. Now, I'd like to invite our convener for today, Dr. Alka Patinkar ma'am, Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology Department at Indira Gandhi Government Medical College and Hospital, Nagpur. She has also had a degree in MA Psychology Counseling. She has an excellent experience
So
of being a
just do
medical.
one line introduction because anyway, madam is in UK and you can for
Okay,
all
okay.
the conveners you do only one line introduction because we have less time and just find out whether Dr. Abhishek Somani and Dr. Radha madam has joined because I can't see their name or they have joined with some other name, then I'm not sure. So Lakshmi Ben, you can just make the announcement. So Sejal, you complete the conveners intro. Just one
Um,
line introduction.
she has been an excellent medical teacher for 33 years and specialty in training in prenatal diagnostic technique for ICMR Mumbai. She has also been a recipient for Lokmat Maharashtrian of the Year Award, Doctor Category 2021. We welcome you, ma'am.
Lakshmi, next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah.
Our next convener for today, Dr. Shubhada Neel, Medical Director, Neel Hospital and ICU, New Palwan, Navi Mumbai. We welcome you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
that's all. Yes, yes. Next slide, Lakshmi ma'am. Next slide.
Our next convener for today, Dr. Aarti Chitkara, Consultant Obstetrics and Gynecology at NHM Civil Hospital, Panipat. And she has been awarded with Torrent Young Scholar Award 2019, Dr. Karan Gupta Memorial Award at AICOG 2023. We welcome you, ma'am.
Next slide, Lakshmi ma'am. Yes.
And next convener for today, Dr. Abhishek Somani, Professor and HOD of Psychiatry at IGGMC,
Sir is the
Nagpur.
chairperson for today's session.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sir, have you joined Dr. Abhishek Somani? If in that case, you can just write in the chat so we can make you co-host. Maybe he will join shortly. Just one line introduction, Sejal.
Currently, he's been serving as a professor and HOD of Psychiatry and Vice Dean at IGGMC, Nagpur. He was elected as the President of Psychiatry Society in Nagpur for year 2020-2021. We welcome you, sir.
Next slide, Lakshmi Ben.
Next chairperson for today, Dr. Radha Munje, Professor and HOD of Respiratory Medicine, IGMC Nagpur. She has been a specialist for over 35 years of clinical and academic experience. And her areas of expertise include tuberculosis, MDR, TB, asthma, allergy, COPD, ILD, sleep disorders, and many more. We welcome you, ma'am.
So, Lakshmi Ben.
And our, yes,
I think Lakshmi Ben has already introduced our speaker for today's session. So let's start the session. So we welcome everybody to join this session and I welcome especially our speaker for today, Bala Kishore. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay. So let me share my screen. So you're able to see my screen?
Not yet. The screen sharing is started, but we can't. Yes, right now we can see. Yes.
Okay. So, hello everyone. So in today's session, I would encourage you to just remember these two questions. You don't have to answer me, but remember those two questions as we proceed with the session. Who is the master, you or your mobile? I'm sure each one of you must be doing something more than this. So you can unmute. I would ask the host to allow the participants to unmute. So what is the greatest challenge of current times according to you folks? This is going to be interactive session, so it's not going to be one way. So I would encourage you to answer questions. So Lakshmi Ben, Shubhada Neel Ben,
Yes, we have
anybody?
made it. Anybody can unmute themselves
Yeah,
and they
perfect.
can.
Good. So what is the greatest challenge of current times? Anyone?
To deal with mobile addiction.
Okay. Anyone else? Something more positive? So, the greatest challenge in current times is how to keep my mind positively engaged. How can I stay away from my mobile? Wrong question. How can I keep my mind positively engaged? Right question. This is the biggest challenge. And we are going to talk about 3 M's in today's session: mobile, mind, and meditation. The relationship is mobile destabilizes your mind and meditation stabilizes your mind. That's why we are talking about these 3 things: mobile, mind, and meditation. How does mobile destabilize your mind? What it does is what we will be talking about in a little more detail in today's session. All of you are medical professionals or associated with the medical profession. If you continuously eat high calorie diet every single day, what happens? What happens? Hello?
So, Sejal, you can answer this.
Yeah. Anyone? So if we continuously consume high calorie diet, what will happen to us?
Obese.
Yeah, we become obese and we start becoming susceptible to all sorts of lifestyle
Diseases.
diseases.
Yes.
Correct? So
Yes.
now my question is, how many digital calories do you consume on a daily basis? Have you ever thought about it? And have you thought about what is happening to your brain and body due to your digital calories? And almost all of us are digitally obese. Each one of us is digitally overweight, and then some of us are already digitally obese. Why are we talking about digital calories? Because digital calories distract your mind and destroy your brain. How do they do that? Is what I'm going to demonstrate. And it's unfortunately, including medical health, including medical professionals like all of you, most people do not have much knowledge of what actually these digital calories are doing to our brain, mind, and body. We will review some of those today. Literally, we are drowning in an ocean of digital calories, not just a sea of digital calories, but ocean of digital calories. This was more than 6 months ago that I checked. 150,000 hours. Every day you spend 4 hours, still you will need 100 years without even taking a weekend break. Amazon Prime, 26,000 movies, each one at least 90 minutes, 2,700 TV shows, each TV show at least 10 to 12 seasons, each season having 9 or 10 episodes, each episode 30 to 45 minutes. Do the math. 50 plus streaming services. And I haven't even added all your other favorite apps. And now you can see how many digital calories we seem to be consuming on a daily basis. What is the impact of these calories on brain and thinking? You all must be seated on a chair or you must be sitting down. Just feel the surface on which you are seated. Just feel the surface. And whether it is warm, cold, whether it is soft, hard, are you able to feel the surface? You don't even have to touch it, just feel it. Yes or no? Yes or no? I won't be able to see your faces, so please unmute and speak. Or keep yourself unmuted if there is no background noise. I don't mind. So, are you able to feel the touch? Lakshmi Ben, Sejal?
Yes.
Yeah. Please say that. Please say that so that I can proceed. Now, you must be sitting there for the last few minutes. But as soon as I asked you to experience that touch or pay attention to that touch, it became your experience. That's why we say brain is a fantastic filter and attention is its gate. So whatever we pay attention to, that is what that particular sensory input is what gets processed by the brain, and that is what becomes our experience. It means each one of us is a product of our attention. What we decided to pay attention to and what we decided to ignore is what brought us here. And wherever my attention goes, energy flows. And wherever energy flows, life grows, positive or negative. It's a function of attention. And unfortunately, none of our education system incorporates any training on attention. Did any one of you attend, as a part of your school, college, university, or working experience, any training specifically on how to improve your attention? Yes, anyone? That's the sad part
Yes,
No.
because
I tried to attend once, but I forgot what I have done.
so, because attention is one thing that we don't pay attention to, unfortunately. And why is that important, and who or what is impacting our attention? Let me share with you one very simple property of the brain. When you are focused on performing a particular task, if you receive a phone call, you attend the phone call and you come back to that task. Maybe you are preparing a report, or maybe you are analyzing a case with a lot of focus. Will you be able to get back your focus immediately, or will it take some time? Please answer, don't chat, because I won't be able to click the chat in between because that window obstructs. So you can please answer the question. That way it becomes easier.
Take
So
some time.
will take some time,
It
right? For
takes some
all
time.
of us, that's the experience. The reason is, this is very important. And if you are carrying a notebook and a pen, please make a note of these keywords. Don't trust your memory, it's not so great. As a memory coach, I can tell you that. Every time your brain performs an attentional switch, that means you switch your attention from one task to next. Brain subtracts or uses a portion of your mental energy to perform that attentional switch. And that is why it's called as brain's switching penalty. And that is why on some days, if you are distracted or disturbed too much, had too many interruptions, at the end of the day, you feel exhausted. But when you look back, nothing productive got done. Yes or no? Right? Because almost all
Yes,
the
yes.
energy, almost all the energy got spent in repaying this brain switching penalty. And now ask yourself, on a live long day, how many times do you unnecessarily switch your attention to check all these things? And how much of your energy, without your knowledge, might be getting wasted to repay brain switching penalty? Now, why is this problematic? If you want to cook some food, you will put the food in the cooker, switch on the flame, put it on the gas stove and switch on the flame. Every time you receive a notification, you switch off the flame, attend the notification, come back and switch on the flame. Will it take longer or shorter for the cooking to get completed? What do you say? Long,
Longer.
correct. And for some dishes, the dish also gets spoiled if the flame is not continuous. Similarly, you can reflect and write it down. Attention is that flame that is helping us accomplish things in our life. Every time you unnecessarily switch your attention, you are switching off that flame. That is why, from the time you started using mobiles, you must be experiencing a reduction in your efficiency and effectiveness. This is the reason. Now, another important equation. High quality work produced is a product of time spent and intensity of focus. If I'm spending 8 hours at my desk but with 25% of focus, effectively only 2 hours worth of work is getting done. And we are all familiar with that. It's not how much time you spent, it is how focused you are when you are spending that time. And attention is like oxygen to your mind. Less oxygen, less work, less energy. More oxygen, more energy, and more work. That is why we need to pay attention to our attention. And why we need to pay attention? I don't have a glass with me, so I'm just trying to use this. Assume this is a glass. If I keep shaking this, will I be able to hold any water? Will I be able to use this glass? Anyone?
No.
If it keeps shaking, no, right? Because the water will fall down and the glass will be of no use. If I want to use the glass needs to be stable. So, if this glass metaphorically is my brain, if this hand that is holding the glass is metaphorically my mind, and the water is the knowledge or the work, the more I distract my mind, the more I shake my hand, the less I will be able to utilize my brain. That is why the most important principle of digital wellness is stabilize your mind to utilize your brain. And this is what all of you are also, many educators are there. You must first teach to all your students and resident doctors how do you stabilize your mind so that you can utilize your brain, because an unstable mind will never be able to absorb information. Because when your mind is stable, brain gets into learning mode. That means it becomes more like a sponge to absorb information. But if you are constantly agitated, constantly distracted, my brain will never be able to absorb that knowledge or information. And as doctors, all of you must be knowing the relationship between mind and body. In simple terms, when your mind is relaxed, your brain sends an all okay signal to your body. All okay. But when your mind is anxious, disturbed, your brain sends a not okay signal to your body. That means the state of your mind also determines the state of your body. The dis-ease at the level of mind becomes a disease at the level of body. So it is this mind that is continuously getting distracted through the usage of mobile. That is why so many mental and physical health issues in the last 10 to 15 years after the mobile data rates have been slashed in India. The next property of the brain, we first learned about brain switching penalty. The second property is neuroplasticity. Plasticity comes from Greek word called plastikos. That means that which is flexible, that which can be molded. Neuroplasticity means brain's ability to change in response to your actions. So let me demonstrate. Now that's a small slice of the brain with neurons inside. That is before learning. And the same slice of the brain becomes like this after learning. So what is the difference you are noticing? Same slice of the brain, before learning and after learning.
Neurons are much more higher in number.
And
Density बढ़ी है. The
correct,
density has
increased because there are more connections. That is exactly how brain stores information. Any task that you repeat, neural networks or neural connections neural circuits corresponding to that task start getting created, and the more you repeat, the stronger the neural circuit. And stronger the neural circuits, the longer you will remember and easier the task becomes. So anything that you repeat, brain makes it easier. Please remember that simple principle of neuroplasticity. So ask your brain to worry, it becomes better at worrying. Ask your brain to concentrate, it becomes better at concentrating, because brain is value neutral. That's why I call brain as a wonderful tatastu machine. Whatever you repeat, brain makes it easier, positive or negative. That's why you continuously ask your brain to keep checking your mobile. You will not even know how many times you are checking, when you are checking, and why you are checking, because that has become so automatic for you. This is how habits form, and this is the neuroscience behind even addictions. And digital gadgets themselves are designed to be addictive. That is, by design, they are addictive. I don't know how many of you know this. Mobiles impact exactly the same areas of the brain like the hard drugs, like cocaine and heroin. That means if you continuously keep using your mobile, your brain is not able to differentiate between hard drugs consumption and the mobile usage. That is why we talk about mobile withdrawal symptoms. How many of you have seen kids who don't want to eat without some or the other digital gadget in their hands? You must have seen them, right? If you pull it away, they get angry, they won't eat. So these are the classic mobile withdrawal symptoms. And once you keep repeating the same task, once you keep accessing your mobile device, that also leads to internet addiction. Today, internet addiction is a recognized psychiatric disorder. These are South Korean teenagers who wear diapers so that they don't have to take a break while playing games. Otherwise, they will lose points. And neuroplasticity is very powerful when we are young. It means the number of times you need to repeat a task is far less when we are young in order for us to learn that particular task or skill. As we grow up, we can still learn, but we need to do few more repetitions because the neuroplasticity's power keeps reducing as we age. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of a Indonesian kid who was 18 months old, 18 mahine ka ladka, who got introduced to smoking by his father, who was a laborer in Indonesia. And less than 2 months, thanks to power of neuroplasticity, the kid started smoking 40 cigarettes a day. And that's why my heart bleeds when I see unsuspecting and ignorant parents share their mobiles with their kids. One, for the kid, neuroplasticity is strong. Two, the digital devices are addictive. So you club these, you can see why in just few hours or few days, the kid gets addicted to those mobile devices. And what does that addicted brain do? These are some newspaper clippings. 19-year-old kid, he was playing PUBG 6 hours a night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., sleeping for less than 3 hours and going to college as if nothing happened. In a couple of months, he developed brain clots and he got paralyzed waist down. And doctors tried their best for a few months, but they couldn't save the kid. And this was before PUBG got banned, 2019. You can see the date. 13-year-old mobile addict plotted to kill mom who took away her phone. This is what an addictive brain does. Son kills father for not allowing him to play PUBG in Karnataka. And today, as parents, many parents, they celebrate thinking that their kids are using gadgets at a very, very young age. Now, I want you to listen to this 2.5 minute talk, which was given by one of the educationists in the UK Parliament in summarizing what is wrong with educational technology in schools. Recently, a couple of months ago, Karolinska Institute in Sweden, they analyzed data of the kids' performance in the last 10 years, and they came to the conclusion that technology has not improved any aspect of kids' learning. And the Swedish government, they took it seriously and they removed all this edtech from the Swedish schools and they went back to paper and pen. Just watch the clip.
Some parents do everything in their power to mitigate screen harms at home, but then their children go to school and they experience hours of screen time in the guise of educational technology, or ed-tech. Whether that's in the form of iPads and Alexa voice assistants for nursery school children, learning systems like PowerSchool in primary school, or Google Classroom on secondary school devices. Who has proven that this deluge of screen education is what's best for our children? No one has. If we step back and view this state of affairs through a compassionate lens, it's fairly understandable. Let's wave aside the fact that only 7% of UK edtech companies have conducted randomized controlled trials and just 12% have used third-party certification. Let's put these pesky facts aside. At the beginning, these products seemed futuristically exciting. Well-intentioned schools spent fortunes buying and implementing the latest software and trained their teachers in how to use it. And some of the tools, like no more marking, have been helpful for teachers. But now we have better data on how tech is impacting pupils, so we must press pause and, in many cases, rewind. The Karolinska Institute in Sweden recently published research concluding that there's clear scientific evidence that tools impair rather than enhance learning. Sweden has taken note and been the first country to kick tech out of the classroom, reinvesting in books, paper and pens. They had the courage to admit that EdTech was a failed experiment. Bill Gates himself said that devices have a lousy record in the classroom. Mark Zuckerberg went to a tech-free school in Boston. Steve Jobs didn't let his own children use iPads. UNESCO says moderation should be the key word relating to classroom tech use. The OECD found that most EdTech has not delivered the academic benefits once promised, and that students who use computers very frequently at school do a lot worse in most learning outcomes. Global test scores in maths, science and reading are plummeting. I've personally spoken to teachers in British state schools who've acknowledged that classroom...
So you got a glimpse, you got a taste of what this untested and unmitigated education technology usage is doing. I'll share the deck itself, which has the video embedded, so you will get the whole deck. And now look at the impact of the social media. If that is what educate, and if any one of you is a parent and you are getting excited about your kid using this technology, please step back and reflect. Go back to the traditional way of teaching your kids from textbooks rather than ebooks. And impact of social media. What has that done? The sooner we recognize and realize this, the better. What is shown in social media and what is the reality. The more time you spend on Facebook or any other social media app for that matter, the more lonely you will feel and higher the probability of becoming depressed. Remember, I told you how digital calories distract your mind and destroy your brain. You are seeing the results here. Decreased attention span leading to blue tick anxiety. Social media usage linked with lower self-esteem, higher rates of depression and suicide among teenagers. In USA, when they tried to track the suicide among teenagers, see the graph. From the time social media started becoming available on mobile, see the increase in those numbers. And US hospital admissions for non-fatal self-harm, see the percentage increases. And remember, make a note of this and reflect. Share this with your family members. Social media is electronic cocaine. If you have any social media app like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and you keep spending time checking your mobile every once in a while in a day without even understanding how much time you are spending, then you are also an electronic cocaine addict, whether you like it or not. And another reason why we tend to spend a lot of time on our mobiles is thinking that we are going to relax, because we completely misunderstood relaxation and stimulation. Relaxation means think less, think slow. Stimulation means think different, think more. That is why even if you watch relaxation videos for a couple of hours on YouTube, you will still get exhausted because you are not relaxing, you are actually stimulating. How do you know the difference? Very simple. Wherever there is a screen, it is stimulation. And if you want to truly relax, you must switch to non-screen related activities. So ask yourself, how many such non-screen related relaxation activities do you practice or do you indulge in on a daily basis? For many of us, that is practically zero. And there is not a single organ of your body that is not impacted by these digital devices. And many a times we tend to switch off all the lights just before we sleep. We want to have a look at the mobile just for 2 minutes, one last message, one last email. And then we end up spending 2 hours, 3 hours. And this is also having, all of you are doctors, you already know this, as it starts getting dark outside, brain releases a hormone called melatonin. And if you continuously keep staring at the screens even at night, this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to have this call at 9 p.m. in the night. Because the more you stare at the screen, the more your brain delays the secretion of melatonin. Because the blue frequency of the screen light is telling your brain, abhi raat hui nahi hai, ऐश karo. As a result, the melatonin secretion gets delayed, sleep onset gets delayed, and that is impacting the sleep time and sleep quality of many, many professional students and even kids. And as you're all doctors, you already know this, the impact of sleeplessness on the body. This is just one small glimpse of issues that people are facing because of insufficient sleep and also not enough deep sleep. And that's why if you observe yourself, even you must be sleeping late compared with the time when you were during your pre-mobile days. This is the reason. And remember, a constantly stimulated brain is a weak and stressed brain. We are not aware of it. As a digital wellness coach, I know because many people come to me after they have reached advanced stages because this distraction is slowly destroying us from inside. When people are not able to sleep properly, when they are not able to eat properly, when they are not able to focus properly in the office, when they start getting suicidal thoughts, that's when they come to me. And a lot of times it is because of 14, 15 hours of screen time, which they have been spending without any gap for months together and sometimes years. So that should have given you a glimpse of what impact these digital calories are causing on our brain, body, mind, and on our life and relationships in general. Like physical hygiene, again, you're all doctors, you know all this. We also need to practice digital hygiene. Do not keep your mobile on the dining table. Disinfect your mobile regularly because mobile is one of the dirtiest things that we carry. Do not carry your mobile to the bathroom because both assimilation and elimination need your attention. If you are distracted, then you will neither be able to digest your food properly nor eliminate the waste from your body properly. So both while eating and while going to the bathroom, do not use mobile. And mobile should be kept at least 10 feet away from you while you are sleeping by an alarm clock, because this is also causing a lot of neurological issues. And the most important reason is you want to use your mobile as an alarm clock. Go buy an alarm clock, maybe sometime today, tomorrow, Monday. Bless yourself. Even if you order online, I just ordered a few days ago for somebody, less than 300 rupees, you get some good alarm clocks with snooze facility on Amazon. Do not touch your mobile at least for 1 hour after you wake up and 2 hours before you sleep. I know for many of you or all of you, the last thing you do before you sleep is mobile Devi's darshan. And the first thing you do even before you open your eyes is also mobile Devi's darshan. Please understand that mobile is not Devi, it is a Rakshasi. It is a Basmasur in the shape of Mohini. So don't get carried away with its Mohini roop and keep mobiles away from your kids. Now, how do you unplug? How do you detoxify? Nowadays, we use digital and toxins both in the same sentence, one beside the other. That's why we call it as digital detox. Toxic means these digital calories have become toxic to our brain, body, and mind. You have just seen a glimpse of it. So, how do you do that? This is the original smartphone. I would encourage all your residents and doctors to switch to this phone. You are still accessible, but you will not have any other useless interruptions. Incorporate digital silence into your daily routine. No gadgets. Digital silence. Ask yourself, how much digital silence during your wakeful day do you experience? And this is one of the main reason for both physical and mental health issues. Switch off notifications because notifications are chief wreckers of your attention. Stop all OTT subscriptions. It is like literally you giving money to the OTT provider saying, यार आके मेरी जिंदगी खत्म कर दो या मेरे फैमिली की जो लाइफ स्पैन है वो कम कर दो और वो कम करने के लिए हम आपको पैसा देंगे. That is what OTTs are doing. Have screen-free breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can start that from tomorrow morning itself. No screens when you are having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Use mobile only for essential activities. That means no social media apps on your mobile. Once a week, do mobile fasting. As your doctors, you already must be knowing the scientific benefits of fasting, and this is mobile fasting. 24 hours as a family, don't touch mobile. Heavens are not going to fall apart. You are not so important. Don't worry. People will not miss you. Uninstall all social media apps. As I said, if you have any of them installed, and you can give 100 reasons, you are still an electronic cocaine addict. If you can't uninstall all of them, then use a really long password and uncheck the keep me logged in box. That is, I will not use Facebook for more than 5 minutes. That's your password, with some special characters thrown in. Because the urge to check is highest in the first 20 seconds. And if you make mistakes while typing in that long password, you will get irritated and move on to hopefully something more productive. No late night binge watching, and be merciless with your mobile. That means अपने मोबाइल के प्रति रहमदिल मत बनो, अपने आप के प्रति रहमदिल बनो. And I am also a part of the spiritual organization called Brahma Kumaris. So we have started this Dwell initiative in order to help sensitize all sections of the society to help them become responsible digital gadget users, because people are not able to understand what negative impact these overuse of digital devices are having on their brain and body. So we have created a complete 30 hours 2 credit course of this digital wellness. And I personally taught this subject both at VNIT and IIIT Nagpur. Many of you are also educators. If you are interested in introducing this digital wellness curriculum in your medical colleges, do let me know. We have created a textbook for this. And this has passed through all the academic council reviews in all these top universities in India. And we have signed many universities have signed MOUs with Brahma Kumaris, and they have introduced this digital wellness as a subject for their students. So we did that in 2024 in Anna University, Chennai, Rishihood University near Delhi, DY Patil Group of Institutions in Pune, VNIT Nagpur, IIIT Nagpur, and TGCET, the Tulsiram Gaikwad Patil University in Nagpur, where they will be introducing digital wellness as a compulsory subject for their 1400 students starting July. I am working with them very closely to introduce this subject. Lloyd's Group of Institutions in Noida. So there's a lot of these universities that are coming forward to introduce digital wellness as a subject to their students, both in school, college, and universities. So if you are interested in learning more, very simple website, you need not even click it, digitalwellness.in. We put a lot of content on this website, which you can see, including an extended version of this talk and the slide deck. I'll share the deck with Shubhada Neel ma'am. You can, she's going to email it to all of you. And we started off asking, who is the master? You or your mobile? And now here is the answer. Remember this, mobile मेरा है, मैं mobile का नहीं. The sooner you realize this, the better. Good. That's all I had, unless you have any questions.
Lakshmi, can you take the questions in the chat box?
Yes, Didi. So there was the first question that was asked by Dr. Shri GMC Gontier was that how to define digital calories? Does it mean screen time, amount of time spent on digital platform?
Yeah.
That was the question.
Yeah. So when we talk about digital calories, provocatively, we named it digital calories for people to understand as a parallel for physical calories, because this is also something that we are consuming, but this is consuming for your mind. So the amount of time that you are spending on non-productive activities, okay, that is what is causing what we call as brain rot. So if the screen time that you are spending is beyond a certain threshold, and that threshold depends on each person, it's unique. I cannot say you can spend for 2 hours or 3 hours, because for some of them that itself is enough for them to get addicted. So that is why we provocatively named them as digital calories. For now, if you want, you can consider every minute that you spend in front of your screen as one digital calorie. Makes it easier. Does it make sense?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Shri.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Sir, I wanted to tell you, since I am a JR2 in community medicine here, and I have been appointed at Nutrition Rehabilitation Center for SAM children, SAM severely acute malnutrition,
Uh-huh.
and MAM, moderately acute malnutrition, sir.
Uh,
Sir, so these mostly the children that gets admitted there are less than or equal to 5 years of age,
uh,
apparently. So
correct.
what I experienced till now, it's been 1.5 months.
See,
What I saw was those parents, they come along with the kids, and the kids, they use mobile phone is more as compared to the parents itself. And I have even seen parents using the mobile phone in front of them.
yeah,
I mentioned this thing
exactly.
in the chat box.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
first
yeah.
tried.
I've read that.
Yes, sir. I tried to contact the medical superintendent of our this NRC, which is under the DHS.
Huh.
I tried to tell them I want to do a research article on this. So they
Yeah,
were quite. They were like, instead of doing research, you just counsel them, since it was a
correct,
case
correct.
sensitive.
Yes,
So
yes.
I enforced that thing, and
Yeah,
since then I have been experiencing some improvements in that.
exactly.
Or
Very good.
in on the very start of those days, like
Huh.
8 to 10 days, the
Huh.
kids, they get admitted there for 15 days.
Yeah,
So for the first 10 days, first 2 to 3 days, they start crying ki I need a mobile phone, or else I
correct,
won't
correct.
eat,
Yeah,
or I
yeah,
won't.
yeah,
And nearly 60 to 70% of those kids who get admitted there, they are
yeah,
having their weights. Means the weight is what means, like there is a particular weight band
yeah,
recommended as per
correct.
the WHO. They
Yeah,
are having low weight just because of that
yes,
one reason. They are
yes.
watching that more, and parents are main. The main factor are the parents.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are
yeah,
using
yeah.
the mobile phone in front of the kids.
Correct, correct.
that
Exactly.
is that is
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
causing the major problem in that. So
yeah. So
instead of just educating the kids, keep the problem, you
we are
should only
doing
we can main focus on the parents itself.
parent,
So
sir.
you should not use mobile phone instead of in front
Yeah.
of the kids.
So this book is for university students, and now I'm currently working on translating this content for middle school. And in addition to the textbook for the middle school, we are also creating a booklet, guidelines booklet for parents. They will be educated first, and then only students will be taught this subject in the school. You are absolutely right. That's why I said unsuspecting and ignorant parents are the ones that are causing all this trouble to the kids, unfortunately. So if any one of you, because you're all many hospitals and many institutions, you are interested in partnering, there's a lot of this content that we can share, and we can create these awareness sessions. Because I was addressing about 500 ophthalmologists of LV Prasad Eye Institute a couple of months ago, and in this book, the last chapter is actually contributed by the LV Prasad Eye Institute. The one of the doctors there, he is leading a project on myopia. He says
Okay.
from the time these kids have started using mobile phones, these myopia cases have exploded, literally exploded. They are not able to see the things that are far away because their eyes are not at all trained. They are continuously staring at the things that are very, very close to this, very, very close
Okay,
to their
sir.
eyes.
Yeah, actually, that is my thesis topic also. Prevalence of ocular morbidities in mid-adolescent school-going children, that is 8th, ninth, and 10th standard students.
Yeah.
So I figured out this one cause for refractive errors.
Yes.
The one was like screen time.
Correct.
At first, I used to ask at how much time you use mobile phone or this.
Uh,
But now I broke down those questions, like how many times, how much hours
yeah.
you take or you watch a mobile,
Yeah.
then how much time you use TV, and how
TV.
much time you use a laptop. Then I
Correct.
summarized that, and then I found that
Yeah. Yeah.
one of the cause.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I see that Shema Ban is very interested. I will type my email here. So anyone who is interested, you can get in touch with me or you can get in touch with Shubhada Neel ma'am, and we can provide you all the necessary information. And those of you who are interested, we are even conducting a 3-day digital wellness training program at Mount Abu from July 24th to uh, July 27th, Sunday afternoon. So it starts Thursday evening till Sunday afternoon. So anyone who is interested, you can send your details, and we will make sure that the online training, Shema Ban, it will not happen because it's about 15 hours training, and the online training does not make any sense. And one of the reasons where people have asked me if there is an ebook for digital wellness, and immediately after asking the question, they themselves started laughing. So we provide only the physical digital wellness textbook, and even the training. Yes, there are some online materials, but a lot of it we would encourage you to do offline, to come have a conversation, to experience it and to learn it. Good. Anyone else has any other questions?
I think we should start right from the part of Garbhsanskar. You remember we had
Yes.
started, we had
Yes.
session at
Yes.
Hyderabad also.
Correct.
So right from, because I think it becomes the sanskaras of the children because of the
First pair,
expectant mothers.
expendable
Yeah,
mothers,
because right,
exactly.
right, right.
So, in addition to the middle school book, I'm also working with a publishing company. Very soon, we will start the work for coming up with a bunch of digital wellness books on these different topics for 3 to 6 year olds, basically for both the kids as well as their parents. Like things related to attention, related to neuroplasticity, neuroassociative conditioning. So there, lot of it is covered as a part of this textbook. So Shubhdanil, ma'am, if you can order those books from Mount Abu, or if many of them I see are from Nagpur, they can visit our Nagpur Retreat Center and they can get those textbooks from the Nagpur Retreat Center there. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I saw many of your the projects are happening in and around Nagpur.
Correct.
So whenever it is possible, if you are visiting Nagpur, if we know beforehand, and if you have a time, then we can have some sessions in
Yeah,
Nagpur Medical
sure.
College.
Sometime,
Right,
sometime in August first week, I will be visiting because I will be spending time with the Tulsiram Gaikwad College, where
right,
they will be teaching this digital wellness to 700 students who are going to start. And in the second semester, they will teach for another 700 students. I myself have registered for my PhD at IIT Mandi on this digital wellness topic. So I'm trying to show that one semester digital wellness education can actually improve the students' capability to not to become these mobile addicts, because just giving them some kind of a do's and don'ts and just giving them some ad hoc talks will not help. There needs to be sustained follow up and sustained teaching of these concepts and helping them practice it. That will help them understand its impact. And we just completed one full semester both at VNIT Nagpur and IIIT Nagpur. The feedback that we received from the students and the changes they were able to make in themselves, that was very, very heartening. Some of them were actually in tears because they never knew this is what they were doing to themselves.
right.
So how many hours are you giving this particular course by?
This is a one semester. This is a
One
30
semester.
hours, 2 credit course, and we can split it. Like, for example, in DY Patil Group of Institutions in Pune, we have split them into 1 credit course also. So we split them into basic digital wellness and advanced digital wellness, which they can do in 2 separate semesters. And if you see the digital wellness, which I showed you the units, 80% of it is about mind and brain and attention. Only 20% is the digital detox techniques, because these are the subjects that are not taught in any curriculum. Because you folks, when you study in your medical college, you will learn about the pathological aspects or the anatomy and physiology of the brain, but a lot of functional aspects are not covered. Like how you can harness the power of the brain, what actually happens inside the mind, those elements are not covered a lot. That functional aspect is what we try to explain to the students as a part of this digital wellness.
Om
So
Shanti
we can
Bhaiji.
have that session next time, harnessing the mind and the brain power. So that session we can have next time.
Yeah. Yes, somebody was
Lakshmi.
asking a
Yes.
question. Yeah.
Shanti Bhaiji, I saw like my kid is 6-year-old
Yeah.
and we introduced him to a nearby school. It was fully gadgeted, Apple, every device Apple, children, teachers having Apple iPads and kids having Apple blackboards and all those things. And I saw no diary, no this pen, everything. They don't have that much writing habit. And everything was like digitally taken there, so they lost the habit of writing. And it is told in earlier days, if you want to have a good concept, no, instead of reading, write it.
In the book, we have a specific chapter on digital reading versus print reading. That is also captured. And my strong suggestion to you, sister, is pull your kid out of that school.
Yeah,
If you are
now we
serious
should
about your kid's future, immediately pull the kid out of that school.
yes,
And tell the principal, I am pulling the kid out exclusively for this reason. You can get the book in another couple of weeks. This book will be available on Amazon. Yeah, and it doesn't cost much. It's about at subsidized rate only. We are putting it up on Amazon. It's going to be costing only 150 rupees. You can gift that to the principal. Let them not spoil the futures of a generation of kids because of their ignorance.
Yes, and when I pulled the kid and admitted him in new school, it is also having electronic, but not that much, but no diary
No, but
pen.
you
But
you
still,
go tell them. You go tell them. As
yeah.
a mother, you learn about this and become an activist. Gather the parents of the other students. We must make this change. That is why I added that video. Because in India, we don't want to start anything. We always want somebody else to begin and we want to follow. Especially if it comes from West, we will take it up. That is why I'm showing Sweden itself threw tech out of its classrooms. When are you going to do it?
Yes,
Three,
Bhaiji,
three
and
weeks ago, I was even meeting our education minister and I was meeting the secretary of the education ministry. They all agreed to introduce digital wellness as a subject all over India in every school, college, and university. It's going to
yes,
happen in the next
even
few
in more
months.
classes it is needed. So what
Yeah.
I did is, it was an hard time because the kid denied to write and crying, Mama, you write for me. I cannot write. Then what I did is, for every page he wrote, I gave him a reward as a star, that you are a supreme, you are powerful soul. You did it, hooray! And he did it. And in a, what now he reached a pace where in an hour he finished 4 5 pages of writing.
Fantastic.
So I
Initially, they
can,
will cry, sister, and that's
yeah.
absolutely okay. Because they are kids and the neuroplasticity is very powerful, they can always create these new habits very easily. And remember, even for all of you elders, brain is an attachment machine. It doesn't like if you tell it not to do something because it always wants to do something. So create, if you don't want to do something, create something else and then start doing it, because that is what brain is good at, in creating those neural circuits. For example, in the evening as it starts getting dark, if you feel bored and that is when you have observed that you pull up your mobile and spend 2 3 hours, you know the trigger. So create a new routine. As it starts getting dark, go out, leave your mobile in your room, start having conversation with your family. Anything that you do which will help you engage your mind in something positive so that your mind doesn't get attracted to your mobile. That's why I started my whole session saying the biggest challenge in current times is how do we keep our mind positively engaged.
And
Most
we
people
have not
don't seem to
hit,
understand that point.
Yes, Bhaiji, and we have not kept even TV in our home. But one day only he went another house to play and he saw some cartoon and he started behaving like those cartoon. Like that it was.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
I started doing is, okay, Brahma Baba managed 300 kids at a time initially. After that it grows. So I gave this verdict to Baba. Baba, you manage these many kids. Why can't I manage one? Then I started inviting other kids also to the home
Very
and
good.
let them play, let them do
Yes,
math.
yes, yes.
Sometimes it was hard for me and I was like reminding myself, I can also do this cleaning. I can
Correct,
also,
correct,
but
correct. No, you're doing
let
very
them,
good. This is what I suggest to all the parents. If you want to change your kid, don't tell your kid. Tell to your kids' friends.
yeah.
That is when your kids also will learn.
Yes, Bhaiji. So now I even saw some kids here who has hyperactivity. So I invited them also. Her mother also learned
Yes,
meditation, and then
yes,
I'm asking
yes.
them to do some other activity. Don't give
Yes,
them
yes,
mobile.
mobile, absolutely.
Yeah,
So start sharing this, start helping people, otherwise we will lose next generation.
yes, yes, Bhaiji. Because I saw many kids here.
Yeah,
For a second, they are taking the mobile.
yeah,
They
yeah,
start
yeah,
shouting,
yeah, yeah,
hitting,
yeah.
harming the parents.
Yeah, like what Dr. Shri was just mentioning, right? Few minutes ago. It's
Yeah,
it's it's not just an epidemic now, it's become like a pandemic. And this is
yeah,
silent pandemic.
yeah.
Unfortunately, most people don't even seem to realize that this is a problem. When I was addressing the LV Prasad Eye Institute doctors, there was a prenatal surgeon, eye surgeon. She is the head of the Department of Prenatal Surgery in LV Prasad Hyderabad Hospital. She was saying, Bala, this is one of the reasons why I tell the new parents do not make video calls with your grandparents or friends for hours together on a daily basis. Don't do it. Don't put your kid in front of the mobile or television. Don't do it.
That is
Simple
also.
things. Simple things. Because that is what is impacting the kid's eyesight.
Mm.
Okay, good. So I don't want to take more of your time. So I see that we are 6 minutes past. If anyone else has any other questions or wants to share anything else, and I hope it was of some use for the time that you have spent. So Lakshmi Ben, over to you.
Thank you so much, YG, for that insightful and wonderful session on digital wellness. During your session, I immediately uninstalled Instagram. First, maybe because we that's the impact actually. That is what I have to say. I wanted to tell you. So thank you so much, Baiji. And over to you, Monisha Behan, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. As this wonderful session comes to a close, I am feeling highly honored to express heartfelt gratitude to each of you for making this webinar titled Digital Wellness a resounding success. On behalf of the organizing team, I thank respected Divine Brother Bala Kishore for sharing practical strategies, tips, and personal experiences that truly inspired and empowered us. They were quite eye opening, and I'm sure we all are feeling truly motivated for digital detox. Special thanks to our chairpersons, Dr. Abhishek Somani and Dr. Radha Munje, and our esteemed conveners, Dr. Alka Patankar, Dr. Aarti Chitkara, and Dr. Shubhada Neel, for their dedication and tireless efforts in making this session a huge success. We also deeply appreciate the meticulous efforts, planning, and support of our coordinators, Dr. Lekhi, Dr. Sejal, and Dr. Lakshmi, for their invaluable contribution behind the scenes. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our dear resident doctors for their enthusiasm and active participation despite their demanding schedules. We also sincerely appreciate the faculty members for consistently motivating the students and wholeheartedly supporting this meaningful initiative. Moving forward, we have a couple of important announcements. You are warmly invited to attend our upcoming webinar on Meditation Lab, Creative Visualization. It is a perfect opportunity to pause, reflect, and rejuvenate yourself. It will be conducted on 13th July from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. by an esteemed corporate facilitator. Also, we request you to kindly fill the Google form to be a part of the support circle. We will soon share its link in the chat box. Also, kindly join our WhatsApp group to receive important updates regarding the upcoming events. We will also share its link in the chat box soon. We request you to join and motivate others to attend this special webinar on every second and fourth Sunday, either at 11:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. as per the availability of our esteemed speaker. You can watch, like, and share the recorded session on Divine Garbhsanskar YouTube channel. For personal counseling, please feel free to reach out to our coordinating counselors for guidance and support. Let's stay connected and inspired on our journey of inner excellence. We look forward to welcoming you to our next session on 13th July, titled Meditation Lab Creative Visualization. Looking forward to meeting you all soon. Thank you and wishing you peace, power, and performance ahead. Thank you for joining us today. Let's close this session by immersing ourselves in the soothing melodies of a beautiful song, allowing its divine vibrations to fill our hearts and minds with peace. Good night, everyone.
So please note the time for the next session is 11:30 a.m. and not 9 p.m.
Yes.
So next month it is 11:30 a.m. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you, Bala bhai. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
शुक्रिया आपका प्यारे प्रभु, शुक्रिया शुक्रिया आपका प्यारे प्रभु, शुक्रिया मुझको